It's that magical time of year. Students are stressed out about the final paper they need to turn in for English class. They're freaked out about the final exam in chemistry. And no matter what, this is the last of these videos you'll ever have to watch. Hello everybody, this is week 17. It is the last week of instruction as well as finals week. This is our last video, and so congratulations, you made it. This is the end of the class. Just to start with a little technical something, when I say the last week of instruction, you may see around campus that the last day of instruction is Friday. For our class, let's ignore that. We've got this nice Monday through Sunday thing going. Let's just keep with it. So when I say the last day of instruction or the last week of instruction, it's going to be all the way through Sunday at midnight, just like normal. And so let's talk about this last week of instruction, what it is I want you to do. So normally our weeks have a 1 week late period, right? Like you've always got the ability to turn stuff in up to 1 week late without any sort of penalty. Last week you had a Windows 10 lab, you had a few other things. All of that is true. So you can still do that here in week 17. But week 17, because it's the last week of instruction, doesn't have a 1 week late period. And so as a result, I try to switch things up. And so everything that you do this week is optional. Meaning that if you're working on week 16 stuff, you can just finish up the week 16 stuff and be done. Or if you want to do some of the optional assignments, you can. The advantage of the optional assignments, they are due on Sunday. There's no 1 week late period for them, but they tend to replace assignments in the same category you might have missed earlier on in the semester. So we'll start with the chapter. It's one of those small chapters, just a technology in focus. It's the one right after chapter 9, and it's all about careers in IT. Now here's the thing. We've talked about some careers in IT as we've gone through the semester. That's just a little bit of sort of my bias shining through. But I know that most of you do not actually want to have a career in technology. You're studying to become nurses and teachers and social workers and all sorts of other great things. And so that chapter, completely optional. But again, it's just one of those really small sections. So if you have some stuff you're missing in the past, this can kind of help make up for one of those things. And so there's a quiz on that chapter. Now, because it's not a real chapter, just like all the other technology in focus, that means half the questions are going to be true-false. So if it helps, you can take that quiz, the quiz for Tech in Focus, Careers in IT, and it will just replace one of your other quizzes from this semester. And then you don't have to, worry about that 0 you got in week 3. As for your discussion, it's actually a fairly easy discussion as well. And it's an optional discussion, meaning that if you choose not to participate in the discussion for week 17, no problem. You don't get penalized for it. But if you do it, it will replace one of your other discussions at some point during the semester. I'm sure everybody has forgotten one at least. And so these could be some nice points to grab right before you go into the final, because who knows how people will do on the final. So this week, make sure you get the discussion done if you want to do it. The discussion actually has nothing to do with technology. It is a blatant asking for help sort of a thing. Essentially, every time we do this class, I'd like for it to get a little bit better, to sort of just tweak it slightly to make sure that it's a better experience overall. And so there's 2 questions for this week's discussion. The first one is, what was the best part of the class for you? What was your best experience in the class? What's the thing that you would say to me, hey, don't get rid of this? It could be something about the policies. It could be like, oh, I really like the structure of the course, or I really like the video debriefs, or I really like something that is just sort of in general about the course. Or it could be something that's very specific. It could be, I really liked the section on navigating the modern economy, or I really liked the section on, protecting my computer right here at the very end, or whatever it was. It could be a specific subject, it could be a specific assignment, but what was your favorite experience in the class, the thing you would not want me to change? The second question is just the opposite. What was the worst experience in the class? What was the part that you're like, okay, this really wasn't very valuable to me, and I would like for you to change it? Now, if your answer is, I don't think you should cover Excel at all, well, that's part of the class, all right? Like that's sort of in the Title V for the class, you have to have that in order for it to transfer. But maybe there's some aspect of it. It could be, again, the worst part of the class might be something general. It might be, I don't really like this policy, or I don't like this structure, or I think these videos are worthless, or whatever it is. But it could be a specific assignment. It could be, I really didn't like this one assignment. I didn't understand it. I don't think I got a whole lot out of it. Whatever. Tell me the one thing you would say, this is something I think you should change for the course. And that's it. That's the discussion. Now, obviously, if you've done all the discussions, you don't have to do it. But if you'd like to just give me your feedback, you can make the discussion anyway. It might be a good place to also say goodbyes to your other fellow classmates. Now, the lab for this week, again, it was going to be optional. Here's the thing. So normally I would say, oh, hey, I've got maybe a lab 4 for Word. And if you do this one, then I'll replace one of your previous labs. But Windows 10 kind of got thrown in this semester at the very end because it wasn't even ready at the beginning of the semester. And one of the nice things is I haven't heard a lot of complaints about it, which means that maybe they actually nailed it and got it right this time. Like I said, I did it and it worked just fine for me, so hopefully it's working for everybody else. But as of today, Windows 10 is now optional. All right, it's a slight change to the grading structure, but one that hopefully favors you. So if you've already done Windows 10, congratulations. That will replace a lab from earlier on in the semester that you did that maybe you got a lower score on or didn't do or whatever. So Windows 10 will now replace one of your previous labs. If you haven't done it yet and you've already done all the other labs, and I guess you don't have to, although it's still a really good thing, you should probably check it out because Windows 10 is probably going to be around for at least a couple years. Regardless. By the way, if you had already done everything and you have a really highest grade in the class and you did Windows 10 already, you're like, oh, I didn't have to do it. Apologies, but it'll help other people. And honestly, it would probably help you. It's a good thing to know how to use the new operating system. All right, so Windows 10, optional lab. If you do it, it will simply replace one of the previous labs that you missed. Probably Excel Lab 3. Obviously, I'm sure you did Excel Lab 3. I'm just saying that mathematically overall, a lot of people didn't get around to it. So that's the last week of instruction taken care of. The next thing is going to be finals week. This is our last video, so I'm going to kind of cover both together, and that's partially because they sort of overlap in our case. Normally, finals week starts on Monday and it ends on Thursday. It's kind of a shortened week. It's not normal. You don't attend all your classes. You only attend one class during the week, which is your final period. Now, for us, we're online. It's a little bit different, and we also have a really wide demographic. And so there's a lot of people who actually work full-time, you have families, and you really, like, your normal pace for the course, your normal rhythm for the course is to work on the weekends. That's when you have time. And so it seems a little unfair to change that here at the last moment. And so what I do is I open it up the weekend before finals week. So this Saturday at midnight, which will be the moment that Friday becomes Saturday, right? So you have all day Saturday and all day Sunday. The final will be open. It'll be open all weekend. And then for the students who are the opposite, right? Like you work all weekend, long hours, and then you have the weekdays, because the weekdays is when you normally do your schoolwork. You'll have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to do the final. It's a little bit of a lengthy time. Normally we wouldn't extend it so long. You only get one submission, so it's not like a quiz where you can kind of keep repeating it. So you get one submission, make it count, but you can save for later, so you've got time, right? And so over the course of those 5 days, you just have to do the final. It will feel like just a really long quiz. It is the exact same final that every single CIT 12 student on campus takes. And yeah, it is fairly straightforward. Multiple choice questions, the exact same questions you've seen on the quizzes, except a little bit henpecked by the department. And yeah, but exact same questions, covering all the chapters we've covered, not the tech and action sections or tech and focus sections, but just the chapters. 100 questions, multiple choice. You can skip back and forth. You'll see all the questions. You'll take it in My IT Lab. It's not done in Blackboard, so I guess that's a little different. But they're still just multiple choice questions, right? You just pick the answer you want, hit submit. It'll save as you go, which is great. Like I said, you can save for later. 100 questions, multiple choice, taken from all the chapters, the exact same questions you've seen on the quizzes, and yeah, there's not much else I can explain about it. It is 10% of your final grade, so it is important that you get a score in. Make sure that you do it, but just so you know, you've got all weekend, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Wednesday, 11:59 p.m., it disappears and it's gone forever. And that's it. Last week of instruction and finals week, and you are done with the course. What can I say? Hopefully it's been a good time. Hopefully you've enjoyed the course. Hopefully you got something valuable out of it. If you've made a connection with anybody in the course, you just were chatting in the discussions and you sort of like, hey, I think I kind of could be friends with this person or whatever, or maybe you have similar interests. Try to connect with them outside of class. Maybe use that last discussion as a way of saying goodbye to people, or trying to connect with something that's not Blackboard. So Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn or something like that. Those connections with other people, it sounds hokey, I know, and it's like, oh yeah, hey, if you made a friend, but it actually is important. 80% of all jobs in the US economy are, I guess, gotten, that doesn't sound right, but 80% of all jobs that people get in the US economy, they got because they knew somebody. Building your professional and personal network is really, really important in life. And so if you chatted with somebody and they decided, you found out that, hey, they want to be a nurse too, or they want to be a teacher as well, connect with them. Have them as just an acquaintance, somebody who's, oh yeah, I'm Facebook friends with them. But, when they get that job at a hospital and they're like, oh, hey, we're looking to hire such and such, you'll hear about that, right? You can get that recommendation. In a lot of ways, building up that network is kind of one of the most valuable things you can do in college. And there's no reason to wait until you get to the 4-year. Start it here. So anyway, definitely if you've connected with somebody, try to connect with them outside of Blackboard, because eventually you won't have access to this course anymore. But yeah, connect with people. That's all I have to say. That being said, hopefully you had a great time. Like I said, I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback in this week's discussion. And yeah, I guess for one last time, I'll see you online.